Today on the Gogar Hole, we did the Spine Chaos Beast. Now, we randomly created a creature by using the chart in the old Dungeon Master's Guide from 1979. It was for generating a creature from the lower planes. For this time, we're going to go into the Hordling Challenge. We're going to move up to several years, 1983, I believe. And we're going to the Monster Manual 2. Dun dun dun. And on the Hordling creatures from Hades, and that's on page, where did you
Page 75.
Oh, page 75 on this. We're going to use the charts from this, and we will roll up the attributes of the creature, and the challenge will be to sculpt it. Yeah! And here we go. Here's a close-up of the book I was just talking about, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual 2, which came out in 1983. Oh, Wellington, that was like 40 years ago.
Good Lord, don't remind me, 40 years.
We were playing this in the basement, and Kirk was the DM and everything. Wow, those were great days, but this was mine right here.
Good times.
They were great times, those were great. This was mine here, as you can see. Here we have my wait.
Baragonis, you thief!
Wait, property of David?
David, you got
David, D&D rules, David number 1? What is it?
back to him.
No, I think that was a misprint from the company. No, this was definitely mine right over here. So let's go to the Hordling page real fast. We'll forget what we just saw.
All right, well, forget it.
Okay, so here they are. Here's the Hordlings of Hades. That's the original picture. And here's the chart I discussed before. Okay, so let's give this a roll. Okay, first of all, here's our little guy over here who's going to be our Hordling rat. And this is done on a 6-sided dice right here. So, okay, let's see. What will the head be shaped as? Drum roll. A 6. He has an ovid head. Ovid, okay, so we're going to back. Head is ovid. Okay, the head adornment on top of the head is going to be we have a 5. A 5 on the head, and that's going to be spikes. 2 to 8 spikes. Okay, spikes, and I didn't bring. I have to get my 8-sider. I'll figure that one out later. Okay. Now the overall visage is going to be another 5. Wow, these are high rolls here, right here. High rolling here. Is going to be hanging and flaccid. That doesn't sound right, does it, Wellington? Hanging and flaccid. Okay, that's what the dice roll said. I wasn't the guy that created this, so overall is hanging and flaccid. Oh, that has some bad connotations to it, but okay, that's what the roll said. Now we have for the ears now. Okay, he can have more than one ears. So let's see. Is it going to be? It's going to be. I rolled a 2, so okay, that's going to be just 2 ears. The number of ears is going to be 2. The type of ears. Let's see. Where is the? There's nose, back. Okay, the type will be a number 2, small pointed. Okay, that's a easy enough to sculpt. Small, pointed. Okay, number of eyes here. Okay, we're going to have, and I'm going to use LEDs for this, so I hope it isn't too many. 5. Okay, oh, no, I'm supposed to use a 4-sider for that. So, okay, wait, let me re-roll until I get a 1 to 4. 2, okay. Okay, it just has 2 eyes. Because I would have had to buy an extra LED. Oh my God. I probably would have puppy dog eyed out. Like, oh, I need more LEDs. And he probably would have given me like 6,000 of them. Which I would lose and then go back. I'm like, I need more LEDs. Okay, the type of eyes we have, okay, let's see, are going to be number 2. Small stalked eyes. Okay. Small stalked eyes type is small and stalked. I guess like a crab. We're going to have a crab rat. Hey, this is Hades, it doesn't have to really make too much sense. Let's see, for the nostril nose, we're going to have number 5, which is going to be large and many warted. Oh, this is okay. A large, many warted. Okay, the mouth. The type of mouth is going to be, okay, the size of the mouth will be, okay, it's going to be a large mouth. Oh, I kind of reversed that on the page, but okay, we'll figure that. And it will be number 6 is sawtoothed. Sawtooth. I guess that's kind of like a shark, like a, what are those ones that used to have a 7-frill shark? I used to find fossils of those. Those were like insanely saw-toothed. What's the back going to be? The back is going to be number 2, hunched. Oh, that's cool. Hunched back. The tail is going to be number 4. 4 is going to be long and clubbed. Long clubbed. I guess like a club sandwich. It's going to have like a turkey and Swiss or something. The hands, extremities will be a 5, which is a barbed hands. Oh, this. I tell you, this Hordling rat here can really party. The feet extremities will be number 2, which is fully hoofed. Okay, hoofed feet. Hoofed. Oh, did I spell that wrong? I hoofed? Oh no, I did spell it right. It is hoofed. And the flesh color, even though the fur might be a different color, but the flesh color will be, which doesn't make sense because in the original D&D, everything in Hades was turned black and white because the Hades sucked all the color out of everything. But I guess when they go in the prime material plane, they go like peacock or whatever. So, okay, well, what was I talking about? Oh, flesh color.
Flesh color.
Oh, here's flesh color up here. So the main flesh color is going to be a 5. That's going to be blue-purple. Oh, that's neat. Psychedelic. Okay, so there we go with the aptitudes. On to the hole. A bit of a change of plans right here. Okay, I was going to do LEDs for the eyes, but I lied to you. I changed my mind. I lied because we're evil, so we can lie. So what we did is, okay, I put the eyes right here. I just spread a little bit of the epoxy sculpt on there, and I put a little black bead, and that's going to be painted over later. But oh, wait a minute, we have to go back to the Dungeons and Dragons. We have to roll for the eye color. Boy, they're really being pains on this. You got to roll for everything. So let's roll for the eye color. What in the future is going to be here. Okay, a 6-sider, and we have a 6, which is going to be, okay, this is opalescent. As like with the other videos, this is going to be similarly done to the ones that we had previously, which was Elmo the Eye gets his own body and the Spine Chaos Beast. So that will be the sculpting method. But what the difference to this one was the teeth are going to have to be different. Now, I usually do the rounded teeth for just about everything, but we rolled saw teeth. So what are saw teeth? Saw teeth are basically a shark's teeth. And oh, this is Molly.
Wait a minute.
What?
What's wrong with my teeth?
No. Those are very fine. Those are fine. Those are nice. Matter of fact, these could be used also for doll's teeth.
Are they
would work
sharp
great for
enough
doll's
for
teeth.
you?
No, they're sharp. Ow, cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Ow, okay. Oh, we're back here. Oh, my God.
Molly angle.
Oh, you're taking her home with you tonight. You can take her to Carvel or something.
No, thank you.
Oh, no, wait. Before we pass out from blood loss or goo loss or whatever supplies my undead body right now. Okay, well.
Yes, we're talking about teeth.
Oh, yes, the teeth, though. So for these teeth here, they're going to be saw-like. In order to be saw-like, they would have to be more flat, more shark-like. So I already experimented a little bit right here, and this is the result I got, and I like this result very much. So this is a new way to make teeth. And the trick to this one here is this works very well with getting the symmetry right. For the back and forth, if you want to have, each one, it's going to be jagged, they're going to be a little bit different, but the symmetry on each side will be correct. And this is the trick that I did, and as a matter of fact, it turned out very well. It all started with, okay, you take a piece of manila paper. Well, I took manila paper. I guess you could use a piece of cardstock paper for this. And for the purpose of the video, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the ones I've already used, just so they can be seen. But I figure I want it to be that long. And now I'm going to take my scissors here, and I'm going to cut a shape. Let's say, okay, we want nice hooked shark's tooth like that. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to have to make the root of it. The root is going to be like this. So I just put a little V in there on both sides. Now when you open this up, this gives you the correct symmetry. So the equal sides will be nice and symmetric, and you could put them, you would have to pair them up with each other. When I've completed these, I put them in a milk carton in 2x2s. But okay, but you're thinking now, okay, this is just a piece of paper. Isn't that kind of weak to make teeth out of for a figure? But no. Here's the trick actually. It's going to be covering it with epoxy, letting the epoxy soak into there and then letting it bead up into it. So I'll show you how that's done. Starting with our good old friend here, JB Weld 5-minute epoxy. I'm going to take a little bit of smooth on colorant here. This is the So Strong. And I'm going to mix the two parts together. Get that nice and mixed very well. Okay, usually I mix it longer, but for the purpose of the video, you don't want to watch me mixing things all night. Okay, so that's pretty good. This will still work. And I'm going to go to the reverse side first and just put a little on both, fill that area in because I want it to soak in on both sides. Now the second side you're really not going to be able to see, but I want just to keep it reinforced. If you're going to use something where you're going to show both sides, I would put just a little bit more on this side to get the effect. Not so enough that it drips, but just enough to get the rounded effect. So let's flip it. Okay, now this side is going to be the side that you're going to see. I'm going to goop it up. I'm going to start right about here in the center, and I'm going to spread it out. And you can see how it just naturally rounds itself to everything. Make sure you get all of it. Got your little edges right there too. It's going to get a little tricky by the edges. So it's going to soak into the manila paper and reinforce it, and then you'll have a nice strong epoxy tooth. And these suckers are strong too. I almost cut my finger on one of them pushing against it. Found it surprisingly strong. So there's the one side. And okay, and now here's the other one, the symmetrically other side. And a little down here. Make sure you get it. Make sure it's not too gooped up. Okay, it's not overflowing or anything. And then next we're going to put it on, I've got a little board right here. Going to put it right on here and then just use a coin to hold it for now. And we have some more left, so I'm going to finish this off. This is the actual size for the smaller teeth. This is very good for smaller teeth. Okay, and that's going to be the opposite side. And goop that right up here. Okay, put the coin on it. And I'm going to let this set for about, okay, it's 5-minute epoxy. I'm going to give it maybe about half an hour to dry, just to get it, make sure it's nice and firm enough. And we already started over here. This one was done a while ago, about half an hour. And okay, it's at a good consistency. Actually, it's kind of still a little bit sticky. So I could put some baby powder on it, but I think we'll be okay. What I'm going to do next is, while it's still a bit rubbery, to make it easy, I can easily cut the root in right there. And try not to get fingerprints on it if it's too tacky. So there's one. And if it dried too much, I could probably use a pair of snips on them, but it might fly across the room. So this is the easiest way to get it, is while it's still rubbery. Okay, now here we go. We're going to put for the first row of teeth in, and what I did was first I took the good old ABC's Epoxy Sculpt 2-part mix, mixed them together, and I have a nice little, you can't call it a snake of clay. This would be a banana of epoxy. So we're going to put the banana of epoxy down here. And the mouth's going to end up a little bit bigger than it was intended. So here's going to be the huge gum line right here. Nice big froggy gum line. Okay, we'll turn this around. And we're going to put the first upper teeth in. And as you can see over here, here are the ones that have already been completed. And I'm going to start with the largest ones. right here is going to be kind of rat-like. So this is the first 2 incisors. If it's too long, you might want to just take a pair of snips at this point and just cut a little off of it and get it to stick all the way in there as far as you want it. So let's get the first one in. And it's very hard to do with these hands. Hold on, let me try it with these. Okay, stick it nice up and oh boy. Come on, stay. I need 3 hands to do this. Okay. Okay, there, good, there's one. And here's the second big one. And good. Okay, there we go. That's down over there. Press that one. I'm probably going to have to go back and straighten them all out. Okay, so that would be the first tooth right here. Let's use these smaller ones here for the next ones. And here's the corresponding one. See how that symmetry works out just great? Yay! Oh, symmetry, oh, symmetry. Da, da, da. Okay, and we'll keep going. Let's see. Would be a nice... Okay, these here look... would be the next good ones for snagglies. Okay, now let's get into some smaller ones for the end. Let's see. No, these ones right here. And you have to remember to use the right side, like this one. Oh, that one's not too bad, actually. Sometimes the 2 sides can be off a little bit from each other. So... this one here, I think I'm going to snip off a little. That looks a little too long. It might poke out the other side, so... Okay, then I'm just going to straighten these up a little bit. All right, push that one in a little. Okay, that should be good. And a little... that way, they can be a bit snaggly. Okay, that looks just fine, grand right there. And of course, we're going to finish it off with the CA glue, which amazingly I actually put in the right spot. And that's just going to fill that little gap in and keep it from slipping out when it dries. Okay, cut the music, maestro. Okay, now we'll be attaching the sculpting parts to the squirrel body right here, the taxidermy form. Now, usually I use the epoxy sculpt, but I've got a ton of this right here. I've got a ton of epoxy clay right now that's drying out on me, so I want to use it up. And here we go. It's a two-part system, and it's very close. I'm going to mix this up. Let me take the glove off there. I'm going to mix this up, and it's very close to the epoxy sculpt. I don't, honestly, I don't know what the difference is supposed to be. You can get better detail with the sculpt. This would actually be very good if you were going to repair something like a clay pot or something. So I've got to actually look it up. Does anybody know out there what the difference of this is? It's supposed to be, honestly, because leave it in the comments. If anybody's going to leave it in the comments. Okay, what we're going to do right here is, I'm going to do a little pilot hole here. I cheated, I did it already, but just a little pilot hole because we're going to stick the wire from the hand into the body form. And I think I'll put a little bit of the epoxy clay up against there. Let's get some around that right there. Okay, I'm just going to push that right in. Work that right in there. Make sure your hand's not on the other side so you don't stick yourself. And then I'm going to build up the arm a little bit. Stick it in here, work around it, and build up the arm and give it a little bit of bulk. Okay, now here we go. We've got the nice horny hands on there right now with all the barbs on them. Here we have the tail. The tail's mounted on here, and reinforce the legs. And it's unusual. This little fellow here has hooves on him. It's like, Wellington, have you ever seen a squirrel with hooves before?
Of course not.
Oh, I know, really, but this is like in Hades. So, like in Hades, I guess they have hooves. So I tried to make them look as climby as possible for the little fellow there, so he can climb trees and things. And oh yeah, D&D First Edition, there were 3 Hades. Let's see, there was like the medieval Hades. It was just this big, gray, gloomy place. Then there was like Niflheim. That was the one. The Norse mythology, they had their own Niflheim, which had a lot of conifer trees and fir trees and an underworld, which is very unusual. And the Greek one. Okay, finally, yes, Hades as the Greek one was the final layer. So they're all full of rocks and trees and stuff. So this one's probably from Niflheim because it's a squirrel climbing trees and stuff in Hades. So there you go.
Once you put the head on, it looked like it came directly from hell.
Yeah, it's okay. The rather he's right. Boy, he's a smooth criminal right there. He's really relaxed here. So I took like the rest of the clay just to mount it here, and we're going to finalize it with. Okay, there we go. So let's see. He's kind of relaxed. So let's turn him this way. Like, yeah, baby. Oh yeah, Colt 45. Yeah, there he goes. Oh yeah, Lando used to do those commercials. Remember those Wellington? The Lando Calrissian would be like, yeah, Colt 45 molten liquor. He was smooth. Oh, I hate the rebels, but I still gotta love Lando. He had the wrong friends. That's how he got stuck there. So we have this, but okay, our buddy here now. We did roll for humpback, so we're gonna add some humps here. We're gonna take some aluminum foil. Here's aluminum foil, and I got a little extra here, so I'm gonna use this to hold it into place. And just build them up a nice hump. Squeezy peasy. And one more on the back. And now another favorite from Smooth On here, we have the Freeform Air series. Now what this is really good for, this is like really good bang for your buck. So it comes in a 2-part mix and it's extremely light. I use this on a lot of foam creatures. And it's pretty sticky at first, and originally it's kind of like spackling working with it. It's kind of messy. Actually, this one's a little more dried out, a little bit more firm. You mix this up right here, and I'm going to use that to fill off the bulk on the back. Get that nice and mixed up here, and you can see here, too, is once this dries here, I might add a little extra clay on there just to smooth it out, but that's getting covered with fur, so I don't have to go too crazy with it. Miracle of miracles, I'm actually using a tool that I didn't make. But okay, so I had to use a little bit of baby powder here because right now it is very sticky. Like I said, it's like spackling. But we're kind of in a rush right now, so I'm going to just keep working it through and tapping it down and do the build up here. And once this dries and everything's nice and set, I'm going to go over with a very small coat of the Freeform just to smooth things out a little bit around the arms and the legs. And then will come the painting and the editing of the hair. So let's see, and make sure I have it nice and worked in by the neck and tucked in. And smooth out. Now it's still a little bit too gooey right now, so I'm going to keep doing this, but probably in 20 minutes it'll be at the perfect point where I can totally smooth it out.
And now here he is, totally completed here, the Hordling. And he can max and relax now with his special lady with a Colt 45.
Baragonis, we couldn't find any Colt 45.
No, Colt 45s? Really?
No, I couldn't find any.
Really, they're very big back in the Billy D. Williams days. Oh, well, we do have little dog and duck boy.
That'll do.
Little dog and duck boy, little dog. Here we go.
Very good, very good.